Hi everyone, it's Damien for another video. So today on that video, hopefully it will be short. Um, I'm gonna talk about, or I'm gonna do what is called association between two models. So we have now authentication and using the GEM device, and by using that GEM, we created a model called user, and we already had this action model in place, right? So we have two models at the moment in the application. So we have the user and the task, or aka action. I would have preferred to call it action, but it's actually making sort of a collision between something already called action, something into Rails. Action controller, actually, I think. Yes, it is. Um, so an association is basically a relationship between two models, or sometimes even more than two. And so in the context of the CAT project, the collaborative actions tool, um, we want to create a relationship between an action and a user. So a user will be able to create as many as actions that he wants to create, and in the other side, um, an action will belong to a particular user, right? I mean, I hope that makes sense. And I mean, when you say it, it makes sense, but I'm going to show you how to do that into code. And when I will have done that, I will be able to like log in as a user, and then I will be able to create my own sort of actions, right? And if I create, for example, another account, and I log in into that account, and this account will have its own action, right? So this is what I want to do. I'm going to do it step by step, and I'm probably gonna start. I mean, I will start with a database level because this is how you're gonna do it, and then I will probably go into the controller layer to actually. I mean, I'm not going to talk about it now because I'm going to get you confused. So let's start. So, like I said, there is many different type of associations. There is actually one, two, three, six type of associations, and the one we are interested in are uh, the belong to and as many, because as I said, user will have as many as actions that he wants, and an action will belong to a particular user. So if you follow that, you will see that a book actually belongs to an author, right? And on the other side, you will see that an author has many books as he wants, sort of. So let's pretty much do the same. So here are here is our two models. So we said that an action will have that will belongs to um, to just going to check how it's written. Belongs to, okay, so it belongs to a user, right? And a user will have as many actions, or not action, but like task that he wants, right? So now I have that, but I think it's not. I think I have to create. Um, I have to create the ID. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I have to create the ID the name. Okay, so because it's actually not reflected into. It's not actually reflected into the schema here. So I think it's not. I think I have to add the ID of the user into the task table, because this is how you're going to sort of recognize that this particular task belongs to a user. So so it's pretty much the same as here. You can see that for books and for authors, there is the author ID, which is inside the book table. So, and here there is the author ID still on the book table. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm just going to create a migration. So a migration is basically an alteration or a modification of the table into the database. For example, now this is how the schema is at the moment, and when I'm gonna do the alteration or the modification, or what is called a migration into the Rails context, this will create a file where you will describe the change that you want to make into the schema, into the database schema, and then you will actually apply it, or actually how to say, migrate it, and then you're good to go, right? So I think it's Rails G migration. I'm not sure actually. Rails G migration. Yeah, and add colon something. So migration. Let's see. Changing table, changing colon. Is there something to add colon modifiers? Let's see what's going on here. So change, okay, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I could actually, because there was something here. Change colon, and then I said colon modifier maybe, and I saw something. Okay, you can directly do that, which is you can basically add a foreign key. So I think why it's not required, you might want to add a constraint to guarantee. This adds a foreign key to the author ID. I mean, this adds a new foreign key to the author ID colon of article table. Huh. This adds a new foreign key to the author ID colon of the article. Well, I'm not going to do that because I mean I think this is what I want to do, but I'm going to do it my way. I just want to add a colon actually. So is that possible? I think it is, but just want to add a column to an existing table basically. Nothing really fancy here. I guess I can do it a better way, but okay, so the way to do that, yeah, so regenerate add field to table. All right, regenerate, no, regenerate migration, add what we said we wanted to add the user ID to which one to the action, no, task table. Is it how it's called? Task, yeah. And this will be user ID, and it will be integer. Here we go. Can I actually do that? It's actually the first time I do it that way, because usually I just do regenerate migration and then I add manually the thing. So if you look at DB now, on the folder DB, you look at migrate, you will see that a new file has been created. And okay, cool. So it already created the whole thing for me. And now I'm just going to do a reg db migrate to actually change, to operate the change into the database. Okay, done. And if you look at the schema here, you will see the actual user ID into the database. So okay, so now this is done. The next step will be to the next step is to actually create, to see if it's, I mean, you could see if it's working or not, but yeah, I'm going to do it that way. So now the database level is done. So I don't need that, I don't need that. Now we just, I mean, I'm going maybe a bit faster. I wanted to go to the controller layer, but should I actually go that way? So let's look into the console to show something. Console. This is C for console, I guess you guessed it. Come on, man. Okay, so the console has been running, and if we look into task, oh, okay, task, all right, isn't it task? Task controller, yeah, task, what do you mean? Yeah. Okay, so I don't know why it didn't work the first time, but okay, so you can see how the database is actually defined. So you can see that our first task as this content is not completed at this level, at this label, and has been created at that date, has been updated at that day, and the user ID is nil, right? So nil is like a representation of nothing, to say that there is nothing into that actually colon or attributes. So now if you look into the user table, you can see that there is only one user, right? Which is my user, which is me, Damien. Now what I want to do is to take the first task and actually change it to put the user ID here. So if I do user actually task first, so this will return the first task, and I do update. I don't remember what is it. I don't know if it's update colon. It's not update colon. It's like update field or update attribute actually. I think it's update attribute, and then you choose which attribute you want to update. So in our case, the attribute we want to update is the user ID, and you want to basically set this colon to the uh, the only user that is existing at the moment, which is Damien, me. So the ID is 1, so you just put 1, right? So now, okay, there's something wrong. Wrong number of arguments. Okay, I don't know why it doesn't work. One expecting to. What do you want me to first attribute? Update attribute. Okay. Okay, let's see. Console Rails console update attribute. Let's see. Should I? Really? It's like, yeah, but that will be like, I mean, it's a bit weird, but it's not that. Oh, sorry about that. What I want to do is, it's weird because blah 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 word mask undefined method update attributes. Sure. Okay, maybe I should. That was 5 years ago. I mean, let's try it, but it's actually, yeah, I was sure it wasn't going to work. Maybe it's update attributes. Okay, it has been updated. I don't know what's the difference between attributes and attribute, but and now, so you can see that before the task user ID colon was nil, right? Now that we did the update, let's take the first one again. Let's look at the first task, and you can see that the user ID is 1, which is the only user existing into the table user, which is me. So now let's run the application to actually show you that it's actually working. Hopefully I will be less than 30 minutes this time. Actually, that wasn't the timer, that was my alarm clock to say you have to go to bed. So now if you look at that, oops, okay, this is not belongs. Alright, so this is task, alright. So this is not belong but belongs. That's why you're complaining. So now it should be working. Yes. And we said that the first tag was called create contract from GitHub. It was actually for GitHub, but okay, so this is the one, right? So now let's say that we want to show that this particular task belong to the user. We want to show it into the web page basically. So I'm going to close all of that because I don't really need it at the moment. Just quickly. And now we want to show index, and let's say that we create another thing like that, another li, or another item into the list actually, and we say created by, and we put task user, actually task, we can put the user, ID just to show you that it will put 1, but so now if I refresh, this is 1, those as no 1, it's actually nil. But you can do better than that. You don't want to show the ID, you want to show the user. So you can do that, but I think that will be ugly as I expected. Because now you have the user. So if you look at the schema, you can see that we have an email. So that's now how we're going to recognize the user. And so you're gonna do user dot email. I think it was email, right? Yeah, email. And now you will see that, oops, what is written? Undefined method emails. Alright. So it's probably not like that, but it might be. Is it? Email. So why? It might be that actually. Ooh, it's not even working. Okay. I'm confused now. Task user. If you do, like, I don't know. Why can't I? I mean, if I take user first, then user first dot email. Okay. So, oh, I know why. Okay, because the other one are nil, so it's actually not showing for those one. So it's going to, okay, so it's actually working, but only for the first one, not for the other one, because the user is nil. So email. So we're gonna do a very little technique here. So we're gonna do this. Oh. So we're asking whether the user is nil, and if it's nil, we say if yes, we say we show nothing by nobody, right? And if it's not nil, then we say show user email. All right, so this should work, I think. Nope, this doesn't work. All right, it's probably because of that, or maybe I should put that into interpolation, maybe. But now it should work fine, I think. Oh no, doesn't. So what is it saying? Enter syntax, blah. Because there is a syntax error here. Okay guys, I'm running into trouble. So you know what? I'm going to do it in a simpler way. I'm just going to put the email, and here I'm gonna do if, because I don't really remember the syntax, if or unless so this is basically a if not. So we're saying if not user, if not the user nil, if the user is not nil, basically show this email. So it should work, I think. Yes. So here we go. We have basically the thing showing up. Now, this is done manually, right? You remember I did the update here, but this is not what we want to do. We want to do it like, I'm going to create another task. When I want to do it, I want to create another task and say blah 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 and blah blah blah, and then because I will be connected or signed in, the application will know that this is me that has created the task, right? This is what we want to do. But that was just I did it manually just to show you how we do that. And the next step will be to do it like automatically without having to manipulate the database and stuff. So this is what I wanted to show you, and I'm not going to keep that now. I'm just going to remove it because I don't actually need it. So I was just showing you. And the next video I will do the other part of it, which will be the automatic way of doing it without manipulating the database. Alright guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next video. I'm just going to commit everything. Okay, so git add everything, git commit, and git commit. What did I do? Okay, add association between user and task. AK action. Auto is going to do that. And that will be it. Git push origin master, and here we go, guys. It should be done for tonight. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye. Yeah.